Avoid major changes or decisions. That's probably one of the most common beliefs during the Ghost Month. This year, the observance begins tomorrow and ends on September 16th. What else should we put in mind during this time, especially with the pandemic? Well, joining us now live via Zoom is Feng Shui Master Marites Allen, and she joins us all the way from London. Hello, Marites. So glad you could join us. Please tell us, what exactly is Ghost Month?
Hello. Well, good morning to everyone. Have a new day. Well, Ghost Month is actually one of the celebration that we follow every year. It's going to start tomorrow, which is August 19, which will last until September 16. So in many parts of the world, through the years, this traditional event has blended into our cultures. And there are some practices and principles and teachings that we have to follow. It traces its origin with, of course, the Buddhist and, of course, also the Taoist, who believes that during this month, deceased, those who passed on, their souls roam around and mixed with the living, human beings like us. So sometimes they believe that it could harm us and turn some misfortunes into our lives. So I would say because of the current pandemic, while we have not anticipated that this could happen, I would say that we really have to put an extra considerations and careful and caution to whatever activities we may have to do.
All right. So what exactly are the do's and don'ts for the next month, Marites?
Yeah, for the do's and don'ts, basically, there's a lot of practices that each one of us follows, but primarily the first or one of the major things that one really practices is to offer incense. So basically, like even here, all the way from London, I even brought with me some incense, because I'd like to make sure that I could offer some incense to them, because it's only through the smell of the incense that apparently the souls can eat. This is their food. And then we should avoid any negative or excess yin energy at home at the same time. And then like what I said, basically the primary one is to avoid also making sure that your spaces are well lighted. Yung mga, in our door, the hinges are not too noisy. And then if you're invited to do some Chinese opera events, for example, during the Hungry Ghost Month, you have to leave the front door empty, but the front row empty. But then, of course, it's pandemic right now, so we are not basically going out. If you feel that you are in a presence or you feel some presence around you, then you can have actually it's important for you to wear or to bring some important mantra protections. This is also the time that you should not, enjoy or leave celebrations as a priority. And we should not, of course, do some major events like getting married, move house, start a new business. So these are some of the things that we should avoid doing. And another one as well is, of course, smell. If we have the do's, we also have like the don'ts. So in terms of the don'ts, one of the things that we have to do is to really avoid going to yin places, meaning, hospitals, visiting grave. But again, this is pandemic, so we practically have to avoid doing that. We also have, in the good old days, we were told not to leave, to hang our clothes to dry outside at night. And scheduling major life events is really a big no-no. Do not use a lot of black accessories. So for example, for me, I always wear something like red, bright, even my PPEs, my mask are all in bright colors. So avoid wearing, black, blue. It has to be something like a happy color. Okay. Do not engage if you feel that you are going out with your loved one. Avoid having romantic gestures in open dark places, and going out late at night is also a no-no. If you must, because it's your work, you can practically bring with you some of the protection or health mantra amulets. If you ask me, when I traveled, I actually have some protection mantras from me as well. It just helps. It just really, really helps.
Oo, para siyang ano, pang kontra, no?
Yes, yes, it
Yeah.
really helps. And then,
All right.
in terms of major renovation or construction, you also have to avoid it. Going to places is like very far is also a no-no. And then we are advised to
Okay.
instead of saying ghost, we have to say something like friends.
All
Address them as a friend, but not a ghost.
All right. Thank you so much for that and for staying up late for us, Marites Allen.